Hi. So, I guess John Warrior Cat remembered that he forgot to drop the blurb for False Dawn on the initial False Dawn post. But it's here now. It kinda reveals nothing, but I may as well try my best to put my thoughts out there. The blurb starts with Moonpaw saying, Moonpaw's future is tangled with doubt. Still distrusted by her clanmates because of her sister, she wonders if there is even a place left for her in ThunderClan. But Jay Feather is convinced that she has an important part to play in the clan's future. So, this provides no info on how the self-imposed exile with Goldenpaw went. We don't even know the status of Goldenpaw. Although I think we can safely say Moonpaw is back in ThunderClan. Probably. I'm assuming her clanmates are distrusting of her for disappearing out of nowhere at the end of Chasing Shadows. Morning Kit is barely mentioned here, which is really strange since she's on the cover. I don't like what that could possibly imply with Morning Kit's role in the book, unless some magical friendship building stuff happened in Guiding Light. And then we have that little part with Jayfeather. I guess that's why Jayfeather is on the cover for that book. I don't want to rule out a Jayfeather POV just yet, but it's incredibly vague, so who knows. I mean, it seems like Jayfeather is making himself even more relevant in Changing Skies, but we can't really get anything from that, other than it has to deal with Moonpaw. Perhaps Jayfeather's obsession with prophecies might be back with a vengeance. And then we have Tawny Pelt's part. Tawny Pelt, burdened by old mistakes and new responsibilities, faces a challenge greater than any she has known. Guided only by fragile signs and fading hope, she sets out in search of the sight seen in dreams and prophecies that will replace the beloved Moonpool. But will finding it solve all the clan's problems or create new ones? Again, this is pretty vague. I think it's safe to say that the trip to SkyClan and Guiding Light was a failure though. We can't really tell if Tawny Pelt returns directly to the clans or continues searching for something that will replace the Moonpool. So, crazy prediction, but what if Moonpaw gets her full name after finding the new Moonpool? Do I know how this would play out? Nope. But I mean, it's a thought. Oh, and she would probably share a name with the new site. Anyway, I'm guessing the problems that would probably be created by finding the new site is that the clans would probably have to leave the lake. Except some cats, like Cloudtail, have already shared thoughts about not leaving the lake even if the clans moved. And they would also have to coordinate with every clan about leaving, which is probably significantly easier than it was in the new prophecy. However, if there's less threats actually affecting the actual territories, cats may be less inclined to move. And then Starling Paw. Meanwhile, unrest stirs in unexpected places. As SkyClan wrestles with its own future, Starling Flight's voice grows harder to ignore, raising doubts about loyalty, destiny, and whether the lake can still be called home. So, he isn't Starling Paw anymore. He somehow got his warrior name. I'm actually super unsure what the meaning of the suffix of his name could imply for him. His little part of the blurb is also the most vague. Starling Flight is being more outspoken, again, but this isn't anything new. I do think that Starling Flight will have his own group of cats that follow him, though. So maybe this group will undermine Hawkwing's position of being the next leader of SkyClan. You are on the cover, Hawkwing. Watch out. I also think it's very safe to say that Starling Flight would support leaving the lake for a new territory. He's already been super supportive of Tawny Pelt, so if anybody in SkyClan clashes with him, the outcome may not be good. Or maybe not even just SkyClan. Since Moonpaw is very likely returning to ThunderClan this book, his solution for getting rid of the two-faced cat was a failure. I can definitely see him speaking out against Moonpaw. Which then brings me to Jayfeather. Jayfeather will, of course, be very supportive of Moonpaw. I can see these two at each other's throats in this book. Who knows what could happen there. Anyway, that's basically it. This was a pretty vague blurb, so I'm very interested to see what will actually happen in Guiding Light and False Dawn. Goodbye, forever.